Hi there, it's Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time. Please forgive my slightly wooden delivery and the fact I'm using a bit of teleprompter software today, but I've developed a bit of a problem with my neck and I'll be having a doctor's appointment for it next week, so please bear with me for the moment. Anyway, I've prepared something and I'm going to read it out to you. Here we go. We as a nation are in a state of jeopardy that has been brought about by the modern era. An era in which we all have access to a wide manner of user-generated content over the internet. But as a species, we are just the same animals that we've always been. This includes the desire to tribalize, to gather together in common causes, and to act as a political group. And political groups can be created artificially, and as such we're at the mercy of political groups. The recent riots throughout England have shown us that we're always at the mercy of this tendency, and the people who perpetrate group activities. The law itself can make some headway in controlling these forms of behavior, but it is insufficient in terms of power, quantity, and effectiveness. The other social forces that can cut down the influence of this socially corrosive one is that of education, which is a weapon which has never been used to its fullest. Although skill development in a wide variety of types is often taught in schools, anything from reading and writing to trigonometry, during the days when I was at school I was never given a course in logical fallacies and reasoning. Instead, I was only taught about how to substitute one argument with another argument, and not to be given sufficient understandings of the intellectual stages that one needs to go through in order to get to the new political position in any argument. In short, we were taught to just obey the ways of thinking of the most powerful polemical leader or pundit, and not to be able to understand what the polemic was trying to achieve and how we were being manipulated to think in a certain way. When a person who is possessed with a certain degree of intelligence spots a hole in an argument, their instinctive reaction is to say that's, namely the argument, is a load of rubbish, and not to think further than that. So the end result is a group of people who are getting more and more disgruntled or resentful when they spot issues with one particular point in discussion. Instead of using the moment of resentment to try and find the problems with the arguments, the resentful person then looks out for another pundit who seems to have a point of view that is more emotionally, not intellectually at this stage, but emotionally credible. By this mechanism, more people turn to the internet to find the truth, and instead of finding the truth, they find a pundit who promotes an idea which is wrong, but feels right to the individual. By this method, more and more power is given to minority political movements, and the mind of the public gets warped away from normal social conduct and towards antisocial actions. In order for people to come closer to the truth, they can't just be people who can recognize a lie when they see it, but they must be able to tell why something is a lie, and in what way it's irrational, and in what ways it breaks the laws of reason and rationality, and what that particular argument was trying to achieve, what other arguments are better, and why they are better. Also, more importantly, what is the path to reasoning that a person needs to go through to be able to make an assessment as to why a particular direction of thought is rational? If the educational system exists for any reason, it is to get the public to be better integrated into society. Taking into account the changes to the political system worldwide, thanks to the internet, it's time that the educational system caught up with this and started to give pupils a deep and thorough education into logical fallacies, how to spot them and how to counter an argument. Unless this is done, we will see more violence and lawlessness that we have seen in England during the riots. Those are my views. God bless everybody.